Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your July 2018 reading. For your reading, guys, we are using, for your advice card, Healing with the Angels, and also your main reading comes from the Gilded Tarot cards. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Elisa Jane Tarot. Elisa, somebody came to me the other day and said that you'd suggested her looking at one of my videos. God, my eyes are really itching. I think it was a Capricorn video, the five area life read or something. You're ever so sweet. Thank you so much, Elisa. You are probably my favourite reader on YouTube. Your ability to read those cards so fluently and to virtually know everything about that tarot, whether it be health, whether it be finance, whether it be love, you know everything. You're just like this amazing reader. You're just so knowledgeable. I love what you do. I love how you read. I love the fact that you have become what you have become, because I remember the days, I don't know whether you remember, Elisa, when I used to write to you and say, how come your views aren't that many, you know, why you only got these, because I couldn't understand why such an amazing woman would not be like within the top 10 of tarot readers, and I think you definitely are in the top 10 of tarot readers because you get so many views now and your subscribership has gone up hugely, and it's deserved, because I love it when I see people who deserve to have success get the success that they deserve, and you're one of those people, Elisa. You're phenomenal, you're good at what you do, exceptional as far as you are my favourite one. I love Tyler's tarot, definitely. Tyler's amazing as well, he's incredible, but for me, you're the bomb, you're the one. Thanks so much for that. You know, I don't know what video it was, because as I say, I don't really watch tarot readers, but it's just that somebody come to me for a private reading and said you were, it was Elisa Jane that suggested one of your YouTube videos, which is when she came to me for the private reading. So when I saw that, I just thought, you know, this, you know, me and you often talk anyway, don't we, on, you know, we have little, you know, even if it's just a little comment or something between us on you know, on our videos. I don't really write to you about, because I don't watch the, you know, YouTube tarot readers. I'll only watch, the only ones I've watched are you or Tyler or Quietest Revolution. It's because I love the way that you guys read. But not for my own personal thing, because, you know, my life's rather boring, to be honest. Nothing really particularly exciting happening. But because the way you guys read, I love you. So, Elisa, I just wanted to say thanks, babe. I love you dearly. I know I'm a bit over the top, but my spirit really takes to you. I really like you as a woman. I think you're beautiful. I think you're clever and intelligent and just marvellous, and every bit of your success is 100% deserved, and I just pray that God gives you more success, because you deserve it. You deserve just to be probably the top reader on YouTube, because you're good, you are quality, and I love you. Thank you so much, Elisa. Okay, so we're going to make a start on your reading. We're going to see what the advice is for you, Gems, over the next month, July 2018. So Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Gemini over the next month, July 2018? What is the advice that you have for Gemini? Show me. Right, it says there's going to be healing. That's lovely. Healing. Whatever it is that you go through, Gemini, just know that there's going to be healing. If you've been ill, I don't do health because I don't necessarily believe in doing health personally for me. It also makes me feel weird doing that. But if you've been ill, hopefully God will, you know, help you to heal with that. If you've had money worries, God's going to give you healing with that. If, you know, and some of you guys might not believe in God, so I'm sorry if I'm saying the word God and you're like, oh, I don't believe in God. But whatever it is that brings healing, it brings healing. Whether you call it God, light, source, whatever it is, angels, it gives healing. So whether it's, you know, a broken heart over a love affair, you will heal. There's going to be healing, my darlings. Okay, healing. Okay, so it's a lovely, lovely start to this reading as your advice card. Let's put the other cards to the side. I'm recording from my twin sister's place today. They've got a beautiful house here in Milton Keynes. My flat sometimes gets a little bit too hot to record in, so I have to come and record over at theirs. And I do say it's a lovely, I might start asking them on a monthly basis if I can just come and record here, all the YouTube videos from here, because I would love to do that. I just love the setting here. Right, let's Sorry, I don't have to talk shit sometimes. I mean, I just ramble sometimes, and some people are like, fuck you, get on with it. But sorry. Alright, so this healing. Let's have a look at what situation is. University, what's the situation coming in for Gemini in the month of July 2018? What's the situation coming in for Gemini in the month of July 2018? Show me. Alright, so we're going to split this deck into three. 1, 2, 3. I want to try and make the reading a bit quicker because I've invested a lot of time in the other readings and I'm up against it. I've got clients to see to and I've got to try and get YouTube done in time. So let's have a look. Well, I think, oh my God, you've got some amazing cards already. Wow, 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 wow. Nice, very, very nice. Okay. God almighty, your reading's incredible, Gemini. It's really beautiful. It really is. And it fits in with that healing card that we've got as advice for the month. So that's gorgeous. You guys are the Knight of Cups. So that's you. I think that you're finally following your heart with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, if you show us a Knight of Cups, you're following your heart. Now, the Knight of Cups is the card about the dreamer. It's a card about being in love. It's a card about expressing your feelings. But this is about following your heart when you are that person here, because cups represent the heart. They represent love. So this is about doing what you love. This is about following your passions when you get the Knight of Cups. And you definitely, as the Knight of Cups, I think, showing us this card, following your passions. Now, as a result of that, you guys are starting to see things manifesting around you because you've got the Magician as a result of that in the present situation. So for the month, because you guys, I think, are following your heart with that Knight of Cups, you're going to start to see things manifesting around you, starting to open up around you. You're going to start to see signs. Things starting to really show, that they're developing. Because that's what happens with the Magician. The Magician is the card about miracles. It's also the card that things are starting to manifest and happen around you. But the Magician is like, what can I allude it to in the tarot? The Magician is like the Wheel of Fortune, in a way. It's neutral as a card. Because you can, with the Wheel of Fortune, even though things might be out of your control with the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is still driven, really, by us as human beings, because I don't know whether any of you guys know about the law of attraction, but the whole point of the law of attraction is what you think and what you feel and what you put out there is what you're going to get back. It's the law of the universe. Whatever it is that you give out there is what you get back in. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's as simple as that. And that's what the Magician is. The Magician is all about your thoughts. Now, usually the Magician, say for example on the Rider-Waite, he's got one arm up like a rock star like that and one arm down like that. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit like, look a bit weird like this. But, sorry, I went to see a film yesterday called Hereditary, and the guy, go and see it. Should I tell you to go and see it? It's kind of fucked up, man. I couldn't sleep. It's a really, really quite a scary movie. It's very, very good though. But, yeah, there's a scene where the guy's like this, he's having some sort of seizure or something, but you'll see why in the film when you see it. It's really good, but yeah. But this card says, you are the conduit between, heaven and earth. Whatever it is you think about is what you bring about with the Magician card. So the ethos of the Magician Gemini is whatever it is that you visualize and think about, and whatever it is that you have in your head is what you start to manifest in your everyday life. So if you think good things, yeah, everybody's going to get bad days and where things don't work out. It's life. But if you generally start to think positively about your life and you start to visualise things in a really positive way, you'll start to manifest those things into your reality, because this is about manifestation and manifesting things, but it has to come from the thought. So because you guys are following your heart with the Knight of Cups, I think you're starting to see some really good stuff manifest. And the reason that everything is happening is because of the Six of Wands. Some of you guys might be putting yourself out there. The Six of Wands is about gaining recognition. It's about putting yourself out there, allowing people to see who you are. It's about getting a lot of, for example, with the Six of Wands, this is all about getting fans and people who are cheering you on. So this would be a rock star, the Six of Wands. This would be somebody who, is on YouTube, like a YouTube star who's starting to get loads more subscribers, that type of thing. So the Six of Wands is also about confidence. So the reason that everything is happening is because I think that not only are you starting, for some of you guys, starting to gain recognition in whatever field you're working with that Six of Wands. I also think the Six of Wands is to do with your confidence, and everybody loves someone who's confident. Now, in the recent past, you've experienced the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man might be that you're taking a step back just to assess where you need to go from here. The Hanged Man might be that you've experienced a little bit of a lull, maybe just a little bit of time in limbo, really. But I don't think it is. Just judging by the reading, I think that, I mean, it could be that, you know, the root issue is all about you guys achieving recognition. You guys being very confident in what you do. But in the recent past, you've experienced the Hanged Man. Might be that things have been a little bit in limbo lately, for example. Or it could be that you've just been taking a little bit of a step back to gain some perspective. That Hanged Man also can mean that things are changing, things are beginning to develop. So the Hanged Man can mean a change, or it can mean, because if you look at this card, the baby, it's like it's in the position of a baby, you know, the baby coming down the birthing canal, so it's a slow birth. So some of you guys might be going through a slow rebirth as a result of this energy. But what's influencing you this month, again, we've got the Star. Two cards that mean recognition and fame are the Six of Wands and the Star. Both cards represent recognition and fame. So the Star is recognition and fame, and so is the Six of Wands. And I think that there's something definitely about you guys being recognised and being at the forefront of people's lips and on their minds and gaining great recognition in the month of July 2018. And that's why you're experiencing for the month of July the Magician. The Magician says that you're in a pretty powerful place as well for some of you guys for the month of July 2018. But also you're starting to see some real miracles starting to manifest around you. Really starting to see new realities starting to build in your favour in the month of July 2018. And as a result of that, the most likely outcome for the month will be the Hermit. So I think that you're very nearing that path, because the Hermit card isn't about... You can read the Hermit in many ways. One way you can say it's withdrawal, another way you can say seeking. But the Hermit on its own here is about following this new path. But you're very near it. You're nearing the light, you see. You're near this new path that you're following with this Hermit energy. Because the reading is so good. And based on all of those energies so far, the most likely outcome is you're going to find what you're seeking with this Hermit energy showing here. Also, there'll be a card that's in front of this card. So we'll find out what it is that you find. Coming in, you're going to experience the Queen of Swords. So it's a time to take a little bit of a step back and be a little bit more analytical about where you're going. Because that's what the Queen of Swords is. And this is you, Gemini. Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for the purposes of a general reading. Usually she's a Libra, but she's definitely you in this reading. So this is with the Queen of Swords, I think, in the immediate future. It's time now to, you know, put some plans into action. Remember, she's holding the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about forming of new plans. So this is about you guys forming new plans, I think, in the immediate future. So because you seem to be doing really well in whatever it is that you're doing really well in, Gems, you are forming now. You're being highly analytical. You're thinking about new ways in which you can develop on the fame and the success that you guys are achieving in July 2018. And influence is coming and are going to be the Empress, where you're going to start to see prosperity and abundance being built here. Some of you guys, as a result of this plan that you guys are analysing about working on with that Queen of Swords, I think with the Empress energy, you're going to start to, you know, this is a card about creating new things. This is all about you guys starting to not only see prosperity and abundance from these plans that you're putting into action, but also you guys being able to nurture and grow and develop on these plans. The hopes would be the Emperor. And the hope, I think, with this Emperor is really just to find a sense of stability and security within your life. Because we've got this Emperor after this Empress. You're going to experience the Empress, a time of prosperity and abundance, but also creativity, great creativity with... the Queen of Swords, these ideas that you are now formulating as that Queen of Swords, that you're now analysing, starting to see these things come into fruition with the Empress, and the hope is that you will start to build and grow your empire even bigger with the Emperor energy. The outcome is the Three of Cups. Some of you guys might be collaborating with others, but some of you guys, I think more than likely, this is all about feeling happy and feeling joyous, and also seeing the successful fruition of all of your hard work. So initially, see initial stage of 3, so starting to see success starting to see real growth with that Three of Cups, feeling a great deal of joy concerning what you're doing here. This is an amazing reading, and this is why you've got healing here. I think if you've been going through a turbulent time, maybe some of you guys have been trying to set a business up. Maybe some of you guys have been trying to find a job in a particular area. I do feel that with the healing card, the universe is saying these things are going to come to fruition for you. We're going to quickly get some clarifiers, see if we can open up this reading a little bit. So why is when you do clarifiers, Gemini, the whole point is, for those of you that don't do tarot or don't know much about it, you get your first card and you say, right, this card is this. So I've read you guys as being the Knight of Cups. So I'm reading you guys as following your heart. That's what I'm going to attribute this card to. So the secondary card, so if you know what you're saying with your first card, it shouldn't be difficult to match up what the situation is. Because we're going to ask now, well, why is Gemini showing as being the Knight of Cups? Why is Gemini showing as being the Knight of Cups? It depends on how you phrase that question. You could say, well, why are they? It might be you're following your heart because of the Age of Cups. Maybe you're leaving something behind. Or if I say, well, what's this about? It would be the same thing with the Age of Cups. It's about Gemini leaving something behind and pursuing, with the Age of Cups, a better plan. All right? So why is Gemini showing as the Knight of Cups, following their heart in the month of July 2018? Why is Gemini showing as the Knight of Cups? Well, because of the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that you guys are following your heart. And you're following your heart because with the Wheel of Fortune, I think that you guys are seeking fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is not all about... the Wheel of Fortune can be many things. Wheel of Fortune can be about big fortune, big money. This is about big fame, is the Wheel of Fortune. When you get the Wheel of Fortune, again, it's a neutral card. It can deal with the themes of money. It can deal with the themes of fame. But it can also deal with unpredictability as well with the Wheel of Fortune. This can also say that you maybe have had a massive windfall of money come through if you get Pentacle card showing with it. But I think that you guys are following your heart. Because I think with the Wheel of Fortune, also Wheel of Fortune talks about destiny and fate. So it might be with the Knight of Cups, you're following your heart because some of you guys feel that this is all about you following your heart in terms of your destiny and your fate. You might feel that you're destined to do something. Might be a vocation that some of you guys are following here as well with the Wheel of Fortune. But it might also just simply be that you're following your heart because maybe what's at stake is big, big fortune. Maybe you're looking to make pots and pots of money, or maybe you're looking for big fame with that Wheel of Fortune energy showing there. Some of you guys might be following your heart because the Wheel of Fortune is all about taking a risk. Wherever that dice, stops, or, wherever that wheel stops, nobody knows. But this is all about taking the risk. So the Wheel of Fortune can also be, well, I'm taking a risk. Following your heart, because maybe some of you guys feel it's time to take a risk, and you might feel that it's time to stand outside of your comfort zone. So the Wheel of Fortune can also be about coming out of your comfort zone. The reason that everything is happening is because of the Six of Wands. So I think the reason that everything is happening is that you guys have achieved some level of recognition, some level of fame with that Six of Wands energy. What's this Six of Wands about? You said the root issue is all about the Six of Wands. Everything is occurring because of the Six of Wands. What's this Six of Wands about? Well, we've got this Eight of Cups now that showed up as I mentioned. So I think that you guys, I wouldn't say that it's reaching a level of fame, but I would say that the root issue is about confidence here, because the situation is about the Eight of Cups. You guys are now looking to leave something behind that no longer serves you, and what you're looking to do is follow your intuition on a new path. Because this boy here that looks towards the moon, he's looking towards his intuition, so he's being guided by his intuition. I think that you guys are confident enough now to be guided by your intuition, and that intuition tells you you need to leave something behind and you need to follow this new path. So there's a new path that you guys are looking to follow now as the root issue, because you guys are following your heart. That heart is to do with your destiny. You're destined. You say, I'm destined to do something here, and the reason is that I feel confident enough to allow my intuition to guide me. Okay, and that intuition involves leaving behind the things that no longer serve me in my life. Now, as a result of that, you guys have experienced the Hanged Man. And this might have been a time of slow rebirth, for example, with that Hanged Man energy. We'll see what this is about. What's this Hanged Man about? What's this Hanged Man about? The King of Swords. Okay, and this can be read as you as well, or it can be read as another person, with this, or it can be read as an energy. But I think that in the recent past, I think that you guys have been, have put this in limbo in the recent past. And I think it might be to do with an individual here, another person, a King of Swords. But the King of Swords, I think this is actually you. I think you show as the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So this is your King of Swords energy. and you can see that you're looking towards the Hanged Man. Can you see how that King of Swords looks towards? He's looking towards it, and he's saying, my intellect tells me that I need to maybe move slowly with this. My intellect tells me that I need to... it might also be with the Hanged Man that this is changing intellect. Because if you get a King and a Hanged Man, sometimes it can mean, for example, with the King of Cups, somebody's feelings have changed. For example. I'm just trying to look at the body language of the both cards. No, I don't think it's that. Look at the body language. Can you? Sometimes when you're a tarot reader, you get drawn to certain elements of a card. And all I'm drawn to is the legs on that King of Swords. Can you see how he's like this? He's sitting like this. He's like, oh, away from the Hanged Man. So it's almost like in the recent past, you guys have been afraid to take the wheel off, to take your foot off the pedal. Because the Hanged Man means to put things in suspension or to put things on hold. But I'm getting the impression, I'm just looking at the way the body language is of the King of Swords against that Hanged Man. And I get the impression that in the recent past, some of you guys have been really scared to, you know, to take your time, to take your foot off the pedal. It's almost like you're driving this thing through at a rapid rate. I get the impression between the both cards, you guys, and I'm not reading... As a tarot reader, sometimes you can just read the key words. So King of Swords is a highly intellectual individual. Hanged Man is all about perspective. So maybe your perspective, maybe your intellect is driven by a new perspective. Maybe your intellect is driven by looking at things in a different way. And it might be that your intellect is driven by looking at things in a different way. But just looking at that body language, I just get the impression, just looking, because I read with all senses, the words, the combinations, the knowledge of the cards, my intuition, but also the figures on the card. So I try and look at where the, you know, who's looking at what and what's the card doing. I get the impression, you guys being the King of Swords, your intellect has told you, with this King of Swords energy, not to take your foot off the pedal, because your foot is like, your leg is away like this. It's almost like your body language is saying, I don't really want to have to put myself on hold. Because what's influencing you is the star. And I think that what's influencing you is your goals with this star energy. What's the star about? What's the star about? There you go, the sun. I think that you're influenced by your goals. You want to achieve with the star energy. What you want to achieve is the sun. New beginning. Positive new beginning. Success with the sun energy. The success is all about positive optimism. Positivity, optimism and success. So your goals are to achieve great success with that sun. And also the sun card, again, is a card that represents the word recognition. So it might be, you know, you get the star and the sun together. They're both cards that represent major success. Worldwide success. Recognition, big recognition. I think that you're influenced by gaining some huge recognition here. Your goals are to have success. Victory with the sun energy, and also for some of you guys, recognition for what you do. And as a result of that, what you're experiencing is the Magician. And I think the Magician is manifestation in the month of July. But what's manifesting for you in the month of July with the Magician? Or this could be with the Magician energy. It's not so much about manifestation, but it might be with the Magician energy. What you're experiencing now is the need to put those thoughts and those ideas into action with the Magician energy. See, you're experiencing, now the Magician and the Seven of Swords, they're not good together if you read them, and I wouldn't read them as, I'm not going to, you could read these in a classic sense, because this can be a manipulator, and this can be somebody who's quite deceptive, and we're not going to go down that route, because I don't feel that this reading is about that. So sometimes you can get, for example, somebody will say the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups is all about, you know, renewal of a relationship from the past. Not all the time. Sometimes the Two of Cups can be that you're agreeing on a matter to do with a child. Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is an agreement, and the Six of Cups can be about a child. And I've seen that manifest because I've done readings on myself the day, and those two cards have come up or whatever, and it has come that way when me and my twin sister have been talking about her daughter or that type of thing. So, you know, you can get these cards manifesting in a whole heap of ways, and I can't stress it enough that you can't just say the tarot means one thing or two things or three things, because these combinations have a whole host of meanings. Now, you guys are experiencing the Magician. Now, you're experiencing the Magician, the need through July 2018 to turn your dreams, to turn your visualizations into reality. So this is about you guys using your skills, using your abilities, using your knowledge with the magician to turn your ideas. And the idea is, with this Six of Wands, that you have the confidence now to follow your intuition. Well, as a result of that, this is about you guys using all of the resources that you have. Whether that's emotional resources, financial resources, idea resources, whatever it is. You're using the pentacle, the sword, the cup and the wand. And what you're using with all of those different facets is the resources that you have to start achieving this new thing that you're looking at. And that's because of the Seven of Swords. You're using your abilities and your skills and your resources to, I feel with this Seven of Swords, it's not to cut corners, but it really is a way to strategize, because the Seven of Swords is all about strategizing. So you're using all of the resources you have to work out a really good strategy of how you are going to achieve this, because the Seven of Swords is all about using your strategies. Because he has to be cunning, he has to be clever. So this is all about strategizing. You're using all of your tools and resources to work out a strategy of how you're going to achieve this thing. So this month, it is all about strategizing for, I feel, for Gemini. It really is. And as a result of that, you guys will experience the Hermit. So you're looking into something here. We'll have a look at what you're looking into. What is this Hermit looking into? There you go. The Ace of Coins. So I think the most likely outcome is you find the solution of how you're going to start this new venture, how you're going to make money from this venture. Because you've got the Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins is all about starting something new. It's a grounded new beginning. This Hermit often means that I've found the solution. It's not just looking into it, I've found the solution. So I think that you guys will find, the most likely outcome is you find a solution, how you're going to either earn more money with the Ace of Coins showing there, how you're going to start a new venture with that Ace of Coins energy showing there. It's a really good reading. But everything is a process within July 2018 for Gemini. Everything is a process. Now, coming in, we've got this Queen of Swords. Now, again, remember in tarot, you can read one person as many people. You're showing as a King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So, in the immediate future, the first 2 weeks of July, I think that Gemini will be, again, using the power of their own analysis. So this is about you guys highly analysing, being quite analytical with that Queen of Swords. You hold the Ace of Swords. So you hold the plan in your hand. I think that with this Queen of Swords, you're holding the plan of action in your hand. And that Queen of Swords is about the moon. I think this is you guys cutting through any illusions. Because here we've got you guys, I think, with the King of Swords sitting so much away. But also, if we were just to read this as a combination, again, this is about you guys using your intellect. Okay, so I think that this is the different perspective that you have here, informing your intellect with that King of Swords. So looking at things in a different way, maybe with that Hanged Man energy, informing your intellect on how you're going to achieve what you want to achieve in the recent past. And that's because you're influenced by the star and the sun. Your motivations and your goals are about gaining recognition, gaining success with that sun energy. In which, for the month of July, I think that Gemini will be using their resources, their intellect, their intelligence, their abilities to strategize or to find or to formulate a careful plan. Because remember, the Seven of Swords is all about planning as well. So you're using your resources, your intellect, every single bit of ability you have to form some form of a strategy with this Seven of Swords. But as a result of that, you guys will experience in the immediate future the need to cut through any type of an illusion here, because I see the Queen of Swords as always with her powers of analysis being able to cut through the illusion of the moon. So this is about you guys cutting through any type of an illusion that you might have in the month of July concerning this new venture that you're looking at. So we can see that you're very passionate about it, but also you've got to be very realistic about it as well. Now, what you experience coming in is the Empress. And the Empress, I think, is the start of this new creative process with the Empress. And what's this Empress about? What's this Empress about? Well, the Seven of Coins. So what you'll find is, I mean, both cards can mean, abundance and prosperity. So it might be that the immediate future shows you guys cutting through any kind of illusion. So being able to cut through anything that you don't know, anything that confuses you, anything that seems to act as some form of a blockage to you guys achieving what you want. We find that you're going to be cutting through that. Now, influence is coming in. For some of you guys, it will be money. Because this is about abundance and prosperity and gaining, money, saving money, finding that because money is growing on trees. You've got the money on the tree, so money does grow on trees. It's not that it doesn't grow on trees, it does grow on trees. So you're achieving money, you're gaining money here with both cards as well. But I think that really this is about influences coming in. This is about you guys working on a new creative process. And this is on how you gain with that 7 of coins. But also planting seeds as well with the 7 of coins. Now, I don't think that this is planting seeds. I think that this is growth, because she's already got her basket there. She's got her basket there ready to take the seeds off the tree. So this is about you guys now formulating and working on this new creative venture, this new creative project in which you are going to gain. You will gain your rewards from whatever it is that you start to develop, I feel, with this Empress energy. So you're going to start to see some developments from this situation, from this venture that you guys are working on. Your hope would be to build stability with this Emperor. What's this Emperor about? What's this Emperor about? Well, I think that your hopes are to find stability from this new direction with the 6 of Swords energy, because the 6 of Swords is taking a new direction. It's about moving away from what you know and moving towards something else. So I think that your hopes would be to find stability in terms of this new direction that you're following. And the overall outcome is the 3 of Cups. What's it? That's celebration, happiness, joy, initial success. What's this 3 of Cups about? The High Priestess. Well, I think that some of you guys are definitely going to be celebrating your intuition. I think that you're going to be feeling really happy that you actually did follow your intuition, because we can see here, can you see how you're following? You've been told, you're feeling confident enough to follow your intuition here. And your intuition is telling you that there is a period of your life that is over now, Gemini, and you need to follow a new plan of action. And I think in the overall outcome, you guys are going to be celebrating that you actually did follow your intuition with that High Priestess energy. Some of you guys might be forming a partnership with a High Priestess, with another individual perhaps, around this situation, because you are working on developing with this High Priestess energy a new venture in which you can gain with that 7 of coins. And I feel as a result of that, some of you guys might be working in partnership with another individual, a High Priestess, might be a Pisces person, for example. But I think more than anything, this is you guys celebrating that you use your intuition, you tapped into that intuition with that High Priestess energy. Alright, that you needed perhaps with the 2 of Wands to take this new direction with the 2 of Wands energy. 2 of Wands isn't always about being at a crossroads, it's about taking a new direction, whichever way you go. So it might be that you're celebrating taking that, tapping into the intuition that you needed to take a new direction with that energy, and that new direction has brought a sense of balance to you, has brought justice. So it might be some of you guys by the end of July are saying, actually, I feel really good that I allowed my intuition to fuel this new direction, in which now I feel a sense of balance and harmony, and things seem to be coming together. It's a very, very good reading, Gemini, for the month of July 2018. This is all about, but this is, it's like with anything in life. You have to work for it. It's as simple as that. If you sit down on your laurels and you don't do anything, you don't get anywhere. And what I'm seeing with Gemini in the month of July is you guys really pushing through on an idea. But it's also because you know that you're destined to do it. You know that you are fated. You know that it's in the master plan. We're going to quickly go through this reading again. There's healing this month. And I think that the healing is coming. I think when it talks about healing, it's saying, Gemini, actually, what's happening in the month of July for Gemini is healing of the soul more than anything. It's healing in terms of the direction that you know you need to take. Because some of you guys might have been a little bit all over the place. You might have been like, well, I do whatever I do at the moment, but I don't know whether it's the right thing for me to do. I don't know whether I'm at the place that I should be, because I've always had this niggling feeling that I need to do this thing. I need to do this. I need to follow this particular direction. And I think that some of you guys have known for a while that there's a direction that you needed to take, but it might have been that you were a little bit afraid to do it. So the healing card I'm reading probably is looking like Temperance in the tarot. You're finding that balance now. I'm seeing you guys finding balance. I think the advice is you're going to be finding balance in the month of July 2018. And it's the balance of the self. because you guys are showing us the Knight of Cups. I think that you're following your heart in terms of something that you're fated or destined to do with that Wheel of Fortune. It's something that's out of your control. It's something that you've always should have been doing with this Wheel of Fortune energy. And I think that the reason that everything is occurring is because you are now confident with that Six of Wands to follow your intuition, and your intuition tells you, Gemini, that you need to leave behind what no longer serves you and you need to follow a better path. Now, in the recent past, some of you guys might have been allowing your this change of perspective with the Hanged Man to influence your ideas with the King of Swords and how you're going to go about doing things with this King of Swords energy, because the King of Swords is about having clarity of thought but also putting that thought out there. So if I say to myself, actually, I think that I'm going to set up a makeup business, and then I say, right, what I'm going to do as a King of Swords, I'm going to look into the money that I've got. Right, I've got this amount in the bank. I think I'm going to purchase some new makeup items, and I go and do it. All kings act. So this person acts on his intellect. So it is this change of perspective with this Hanged Man that is fueling your actions, I think, with the King of Swords, fueling your ideas, which then will allow you to act on those ideas in the recent past. So it's the change of perspective that I think in the recent past has fueled your very strong ideas on this new path that you guys are taking. And I think what's influencing you is that with the Star energy, you are very motivated to achieve a goal. And the goal is, with the Sun energy, to gain success, happiness, fame, recognition for some of you guys. And as a result of that, I think that with this Magician, the energy for the month is you guys using your resources, whatever those resources are, to find a strategy, to work out a plan of action of how you're going to do this. The most likely outcome will be you guys finding a solution, and that solution will be in terms of, money, Ace of Coins, in terms of the new venture. So you're finding the solution. You are seeking, I don't think it's seeking, because I think that the most likely outcome is you find the solution with this Hermit card. And this solution is to do with the Ace of Coins. It's to do with, you're finding the money, for example, for some of you guys. You are finding a solution in terms of, this new venture. So this is setting up, so this is you guys following as well with this Hermit energy, following, a new beginning in terms of a new grounded start. So you guys finding or following this new beginning in terms of gaining something new, but something new that's going to last for the future. This is a grounded new beginning is the Ace of Coins, and you're looking into this thing. You're saying to yourself, right, more than likely, by the end of July 2018, I'm going to be following this new path, and this new path is going to bring, for me with the Ace of Coins, money, stability, but also the potential the potential of money, or the potential of growth in terms of money or stability in the future. Coming in the immediate future, though, you guys with this Queen of Swords, I feel that you will be cutting through any illusions. So when I talk about cutting through illusions, I'm talking about making sure that you've got no blockages there. So if this is a business that you're setting up, or you're looking to do something, it's making sure that you've not got any red tape that you need to get through. It's making sure that this new journey that Gemini is on, that you're not going to trip up over something you didn't know, or something that you weren't aware of. It's making sure that you don't go along this new journey and then find, shit, I can't do this because I didn't actually take the time to work out whether everything was good to go. Do you see where I'm coming from? So this is about you guys making sure that you've got all the information that you need to make sure that you've got a smooth road through, to make sure that you can actually pursue this new goal in the most smoothest and the easiest of fashions. Coming in, you guys will experience the Empress energy, and I feel that this is going to be a time of growth, creative expression, and that creative expression and building and nurturing of this new venture with the Empress energy will allow, and through that you're going to see financial growth, perhaps with this Seven of Coins energy. You're going to start to see things flourishing with that Seven of Coins energy, usually money. So through the creation of this venture with the Empress energy, you're going to start to see gain with the Seven of Coins, financial gain for some of you guys. Even if it's a small financial gain, you're going to start to see some rewards for all of that hard work and nurturing and building of the Empress. Now, your hopes would be to build stability with the Emperor energy through this change of direction, I feel, with the Six of Swords, through following, I think, with the Six of Swords, your heart, through following through on your passions. The overall outcome for Gemini in the month of July 2018 is a celebration. Some of you guys, I feel, are celebrating that you used your intuition to follow a new path which has brought justice energy. So I think that you're going to be really quite pleased with yourself, because if it wasn't for you following your intuition, you really wouldn't be getting what you're getting by the end of July 2018. And it's because you weren't afraid. You were confident enough to say, look, I need now is the time that I do this thing. Now is the time that I follow my intuition through. Now is the time that I make these changes. And I think you're going to be celebrating that. Some of you guys might be celebrating or partnering up with a high priestess, with another individual. Could be a Pisces individual here, concerning maybe a business partnership here with this Justice and the Two of Wands energy. You know, signing a deal, for example, with the Justice. Justice brings things together, and the Two of Wands is all about, you know, two paths being brought together by the Justice energy. So it's a very, very good reading. Some of you guys partnering up with people might be a business thing. Some of you guys celebrating that you use your intuition, that you followed a new path that has brought you justice, brought you to where you need to be, brought you success. It's a very, very good reading, and that's why there's healing for you, Gemini, because I do think that some of you Geminis were kind of thinking, you know, where do I go from here? It could have been the last 2 to 3 months. You say, I've got this idea, there's something I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it at this stage. But you take your time and you bite the bullet and you do it, and it starts to pay off. That Empress and that Seven of Coins. Seven of Coins is where things start to pay off, and the Empress is all about building and nurturing new ideas, new creativity starting to pay off with the Empress, with the Seven of Pentacles. And you'll start seeing it pay off. Now, the Seven of Coins, it might not be in terms of money as such. It's just that you might start to see some rewards coming in. Might be financial, yeah, but this Empress is all about building something new, building something creative, nurturing a new venture. It's a number 3 card. So it's the start of new projects, a number 3. The starting of a new venture. So this start of a new venture with the Empress energy starting to pay off with that Seven of Coins. You're going to be happy by the end of July that you used your intuition, followed your passions, followed a new direction that has led to justice. It's very, very good reading. And therefore the advice is healing. Whatever it is you were afraid to do in the past, because you make a start on doing it, you're going to start to see things paying off for you by the end of July 2018. An absolutely fantastic reading. Gemini, I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. I will see you guys mid-July, I think, for the next round of readings. Your bonus July reading and also your readings for August. I'd like to say thanks ever so much. Take care. Goodbye.